free run.
Exactly.
Mr. Valliapa, have we reached a situation where the political class is appearing to be subservient to the money power of the builder mafia?
No, actually, it's interesting to note that, this has happened across, and I think now the wake-up call that we saw at least was the Twin Towers in Delhi.
Yes.
And we saw the Supertech building literally getting demolished. I think now the problem is, earlier our perception as a normal citizen was that if there is an illegal building, it's an illegal building, it should be demolished. But now, if there is an illegal building, it is maybe it's detrimental to people's lives because they're on drains. And for example, the CM himself in question hour has said that there are 382 acres of drains that has been encroached. So now this means that you're denying a sea of people, maybe thousands of people, their lives are at stake because their homes are getting demolished, are getting inundated with water. So I think the point now is it's a point of it's an inflection point, and I think it's a wake-up call for everybody more so than ever to say that it's not just going to cause that person problem, but it's going to cause.
Mr. Valliapa, have people started going back to offices? Because we did see very disturbing images come in from Bengaluru, where people were taking boats to their offices. And offices being shut.
Our offices it's only one portion of Bangalore. If you take a clock, probably just 1 hour of Bangalore among the 12, just to give you that example,
yes.
Which is affected. So the rest of Bangalore is still fine, but it's just that those two lakes which has breached, which is causing the problem. And Bangalore is a city of lakes. So unlike other cities which are next to an ocean or a river or any of that, Bangalore had perhaps over 1,000 lakes. Now each of these lakes, each of our stadiums is a lake. Yeah. Like if you take a cricket stadium, football, whatever. So all these stadiums have now sprung up there. So there's nowhere for these water to go across. So we need to create new lakes, or we need to create a path for the lakes to overflow into. So that's what is needed. And if you look at the spending in the BBMP budget, the annual maintenance of the drains is just 50 crores for a drainage system of over 842.
That's really not a priority for municipalities that we see, and that is the reason why most cities have this problem of waterlogging, but it became worse for Bengaluru. Dr. Ramachandran, the Nexus is ruining most cities, I would say. But what we saw in Uttar Pradesh, as pointed by Mr. Valliapa, that action being taken, Supertech towers demolished after a long legal fight. Why are we seeing the situation go from bad to worse in Bengaluru?
If you're talking about unauthorized construction, apparently there is something wrong as far as the entire system is concerned. As far as waterlogging is concerned, it's a larger issue related not only to the lakes in this part, but in other parts also, whether proper drainage exists or not, where there is, it's properly cleaned or not. But drainage does not take a priority in the scheme of things of a local body. That's an unfortunate fact. And I have been stressing this point. Ideally, a city should have a proper drainage master plan whereby water can flow in a certain direction and it can get out rather than getting accumulated. But construction happens, concretization happens, water does not know where to go, there is more concretized space, there is no seepage possible. So all this together creates complications. The unfortunate part is cities do not have a priority for building drains,
yes.
And cities do not have the type of expertise to look at rainfall data over a period of time and see how much water gets accumulated during a particular heavy rain or so, and where should it be going. That is an unfortunate reality. So the local body system is not geared to take up issues like this and find a solution. My favorite suggestion always is the type of governance we have for mega cities that needs to undergo a change. Yes. We cannot have the same type of municipal corporation and local body for Bengaluru or New Delhi and also for a very small town. What we need is specialized wings in each local body which can take care of these issues, and a more accountable system of governance as far as the elected local body is concerned. These changes have to happen. We are conventionally stuck to a 3-layer system of very small towns, town areas, in between municipal councils, and then the next level is corporations. We don't look at the staffing pattern, we don't look at the requirements, we don't look at the basics. I also always try to link this point with what is called service level benchmarks, which years back the Ministry of Urban Development had advocated, which means for each sector like water management or drainage or sewage and all, there should be certain benchmarks set for each city, and each city over a period of time should be able to move forward, and they should be accountable to the people as to how much they have moved as far as working towards this benchmarks is concerned.
Okay.
I mean, these are all very well stated. I don't think anyone has interest in these things. Ultimately, the interest boils down to giving more approvals for construction.
I've just enough time for Kamran, the citizen of Bengaluru. Kamran, quickly, final words to you.
Very quickly, just wanted to say whatever Ramachandran sir says, they're all part of the existing law. For example, we have something called as Gomala land by the law. What Gomala land is basically land which has to be left open for animal grazing and for government purpose. The idea behind that is these open lands will absorb water in case of flash flood or rain.
Yes.
So what has happened over the years is people have built houses and government have taken money or put a small fine and legalize those Gomala land. One.
Right.
Second, there was a legislation which said every time you build a layout, 35% of that layout space has to be green space. Under Siddaramaiah government, that was changed from 35 to 28%. Third, most of these floodings that we have seen has happened in the new part of Bangalore, not in the old part of Bangalore.
Yes, that's right.
Say Mahadevpura, which has developed in the last 15 to 20 years.
Kamran, I've really run short of time. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Ramachandran and also Chocko Valliapa. Shifting focus